April is tournament month here at Panhandle Salt. April 1st kicks off the month-long upper limit, and then April 10th, 11th, and 12th is the 3-day showdown. If you follow along with our channel or you follow along with our socials, know us here locally, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If not, let me explain. The upper limit is a month-long tournament ran here in Northwest Florida. I really don't care where you fish in the Panhandle, you just got to be able to weigh in fish within 48 hours here in Perdido Key. So for this month-long tournament, it's usually just a local event. Basically, we get anglers from like Navarre, Florida down to Fort Morgan, Alabama, with Perdido Key being right in the middle. The upper limit is an aggregate of 6 pompano. So what does that mean? You're registered for the tournament. Let's say you go fishing today, you catch 2 pompano. You bring them to the shop, we weigh them in, we start recording your numbers. A few days later, you go fishing, you bring in 1. You repeat that pattern until you have your 6 pompano. Obviously, Florida legal pompano. Once you have your 6 pompano, I'm going to add up those total weights, and now you go on the leaderboard with that combined total. For the rest of the month, you're trying to replace your lighter fish. So you continue to fish to try to get heavier pompano. At the end of the month, April 30th, whoever has the heaviest total aggregate of 6 pompano takes first place. There's going to be 4 winners in that tournament. This is our first year we're doing actually more than just 1 winner. The past upper limits, it was just 1 winner. Winner takes all, cash and prizes. But this spring we added in a few more. So there'll be a first and second place cash prize. Third place is going to get some gear from us and sponsors. And then we're going to do a big fish winner. So whoever has the biggest fish overall will also win some prizes. The upper limit was designed for the weekend warriors. Anglers that can't get out there every day for like a 1 or a 2-day tournament. This gives them 30 days to fish their little butts off and try to get that big ag. Then right slap in the middle kicks off the Panhandle Salt Pompano Showdown. This will be our 10th event, guys. As you can see, we got the sponsor flags hanging. We got sponsors coming from all over. FWC will be here setting up. Precision Woodcraft is actually going to create some trophies for us. You got Carl Noe from Noe Outdoors showing up. He's actually doing a huge saltwater fishing expo this coming January. And as of now, we got about 85% of our sponsors going to be here on weigh-in day. It's going to be a party around the shop, guys. The 3-day showdown is exactly that. It's a showdown. 1 fish, 5 winners. We also have a kids division in the showdown, first, second, and third place. First place for the showdown, whoever has the biggest overall pompano is going to walk with $1,000 cash plus prizes. Second place is walking with $800 plus prizes. Third place is walking with $500 plus prizes. Fourth and fifth will take home prizes provided by sponsors. First place kids is going to walk with $200 plus prizes. Then second and third will take prizes provided by sponsors. This is a fun one, guys. The 3-day tournament, 1 weigh-in. No one knows what other people have unless they're talking about it, which they don't. So you really don't know where your fish is going to lie in that weigh-in scale. So not knowing will get most anglers that registered here at the weigh-in on that Sunday, April 12th. And most of the sponsors will be here set up, booths, they'll have things to sell, we'll be doing raffles. For me, that's the best part of the event. Now, obviously, I don't fish my own tournament. God forbid I like won, right? Somebody'd have something to say, trust me. But running these tournaments for the last 5 years, so we do 2 a year, I've picked up a lot of patterns. Patterns with winners. And in this video, we're going to go over exactly how I would fish this tournament if I was a registered angler. So I believe the first thing I would do was jump in the website. I'd go to our tournaments tabs here, and I would just see if I recognize anybody who's been winning these tournaments. So you have the Panhandle Salt Pompano Showdown on your left, and then the upper limit on the right. Pushing forward will be our charity. This event also, we're going to raise some money for Matt here. Matt had a liver transplant recently, which was a financial nightmare for the family. Melissa here. Melissa is always around our events. If you've been to any of our weigh-ins, you've probably seen Melissa. They do a lot around the fentanyl crisis that's happening here in America. Melissa actually lost her son to this drug. So because Melissa does so much for the community, we want to do something for her and help Matt out, try to relieve some of those hospital debts. So what I would want to do first is, let's see who the winners are and let's see when they won. So fall 2025, we have all Bradley Boucher here, who's actually won twice. He won fall 2024 also. And I know Bradley, and I know the areas that he fishes. I'm not going to reveal where he fishes, but I do know the area. And so if you know any of these anglers, then you probably know the area, the cities, the beaches that they're fishing. So what's interesting is Brad won 2 fall tournaments, right? Fall 2024 and fall 2025. So right off the bat, that tells me the bigger Pompano are probably where he's at during the fall season. Last spring, Charles from Surf Pro Tackle took first place, and Charles drove in from out of town. Charles is always one of our top tier sponsors, so he drives in, and obviously he's renting a place to stay because he's from out of town. And if I was a sponsor and I was coming in looking for a place to stay, I would probably stay close to the weigh-in station. So if that gives you any kind of clue, he did win the spring. Let's look back at spring 2024. I cannot remember this gentleman's name, and I do not know where he fishes. But I guarantee you I could pop in here and probably find his name, probably look him up on Facebook, and get a good idea of where he's fishing. Then jumping over here to spring of 2023, we got Captain Sid, and I know where he fishes also, and it's close to Brad. And that was in spring, right? So we got some big fish coming from these guys' area. Old Brad and Sid here. And probably that's about as far as I would go back. You start getting into 2022 and 2021. That's a long time ago. So that's going to give you a clue of where the big fish are during the spring tournament. Next thing I'm going to find out is water temp. I use Salt Strong Smart Spots, but you can use any app to get water temp. And let's start all the way west. Let's go to Fort Morgan, Alabama. It's sitting at 70 degrees. Now, obviously, we're 2 weeks out. I would be doing this like the night before or maybe 48 hours before the tournament kicks off. So I know west, Fort Morgan is at 70. Let's move into Perdido. Perdido is around 71. Fort Pickens right here, we're at 69. We bump up to 70 past Portofino Towers. We start dropping back into 69 in Navarre. 68 Santa Rosa Island. Panama City, we're around 68-ish. Here's a 66 right here, but that's not in casting distance. And this tournament runs all the way to St. George Island. So you have 200 miles of beach to scout, to research, to figure out a good starting point for this tournament. Now for me, all this water looks great for Pompano. But let's say 2 weeks from now, Perdido's sitting at like 72, 73, like it's bumped up. And then over in, let's say, Navarre, it's around 70. I'm probably going to target that cooler water at that point. This 70 to 69, 68, that's not a big jump for me. But as it gets warmer, I'm going to look for that area that has a few degrees cooler. More than likely, that's where you're going to find the large schools. So you're going to be catching more Pompano. A, to get your 6 for the upper limit if you're fishing both tournaments, and B, to hopefully find that big one in the school. Getting that big one to bite, we'll get into later in the video. So I've researched my winners from past tournaments. I figured out my water temp situation. I have a good idea of what direction I'm going to head, east or west. And at this point, I'm going to scour social media. The number one thing you can count on anglers to do, guys, is to post pictures of their catch. Now, as a tournament angler, I would probably stop posting about a week ahead of time. Obviously, most people know where I fish, so I don't want to be posting all my catches leading up to the tournament, especially if they're good catches, because I'm just giving away my spot. But this is just tournament anglers. There's a lot of people that don't fish these tournaments. There's a lot of anglers don't even know a tournament's going on, and they're going to continue to post their picks. So I'm looking for those picks of those 3-pounders, those 3.5-pounders. I'm going to research that angler, see if I can get a good idea of where he's fishing. A lot of times they'll just tell you in the post. And at that point, at least I know there's some big fish around that area. I'm going to match that location to my water temp, see if I can pick up a pattern. And now before my feet even hit the sand, I got a pretty good idea of what's going on and where I want to go. If you can count on anything being true in your life, it's that fishing is unpredictable. How many times have we gone out there with perfect conditions? Water clarity's delicious. They were slaying the Pompano here yesterday, and you don't get a bite in 3 hours. It happens. So you have your spot, you have your water temp, you've researched the winning anglers. This does not guarantee catches. So at this point, I am going to enlist the buddy system. Now you can't pull fish in these tournaments, meaning meaning you got a group of guys, you're all catching fish, you're trading off fish, helping each other out. But there's nothing saying that you can't be smart and use your buddies. What does that look like? I would probably get together with maybe 3 or 4 other tournament anglers. That Friday morning when we head out to start the tournament, I would spread us out. One go west, one stay in the middle, send a couple east, get a good 100-mile stretch. Check in with each other at the end of the session, see who's catching what and where. If my guy east has just been slaying them all day, he's got some big ones in the cooler, guess where I'm going tomorrow? Especially if there's nothing to write home to mama about where I was fishing. This is allowed, guys. As long as you're not trading off fish, there's nothing saying that you cannot work together to find the best location to benefit all of you. Plus, this is going to give you a great read on water clarity. Most times you can count on east being cleaner than west. You start getting into Perdido, Alabama, especially Fort Morgan, the water tends to be a little dingier. Pompano like it clean. With these tournaments, you have 200 miles. It's how bad do you want it? Now, it's not all about competition for a lot of our anglers. It's just about the experience. It's about coming to the weigh-in, meeting all the guys, hanging out, talking some smack, and just interacting with the surf fishing community. But if you're after the money, you got to be willing to move. Bait choices. Don't be lazy with your bait, guys. You have all week to prepare for this tournament. Go pump you some shrimp. Go get you some fleas. Prep your shrimp, OP bait soak, salt them. Don't cheap out on the fish gum. Get you as many different colors as you can. You just don't know what they're going to be tuned in on. If you want to know how to preserve your ghost shrimp so that way you can pre-pump and then have them ready for the tournament, go to our website, hit the blog tab, and the March blog is a recipe for a brine that we use to preserve ghost shrimp. Spend the day, leave the rods at home, and go pump you some shrimp. Do the same thing for sand fleas. There's nothing worse to get out there and you can't find sand fleas. Prepare yourself. These shops are going to be busy tournament weekend. Get what you need the day before. You can order on our website. You can choose pick up at shop if you're going to be in town. That way I can go ahead and pull everything off the shelf and get it ready for you. Because you don't want them to be hitting on green and you come in for green rigs and all the green rigs are sold. Same thing with the fish gum. They'll get tuned in on a color. Then that color goes quick. Prepare your bait. I would even go as far as go ahead and pre-cutting up some blue crab. Get those knuckles ready. I would probably do that the night before, not to refreeze them, just to keep them in the fridge in a cool environment or even the cooler with ice. That way I got me a lot of knuckles ready. I got ghost shrimp, I got sand fleas, I got shrimp, I got fish gum. I am thoroughly prepared to fish this tournament. Different float profiles, guys, super important. Everything doesn't have to be a double drop sand flea profile rig. We have choices for a reason. Got your little coquina clam floats, your sand flea profile, the tube profile here. I've caught a lot of fish on these. I don't see enough people using these. Get you glow options also. Another smaller profile here that represents a coquina clam or a smaller sand flea. Medium-sized sand flea profile. Then your crustacean, your shrimp. How I would approach this the first day is I'd probably fish 4 rods. You don't want to do a big 6-7 rod spread during a tournament, guys. It's just that much more to pack up and move because you want to be moving, especially if the bite isn't on. 3-4 rods tops. Fish smart, fish your zones. It's not necessarily about having more bait in the water, it's bait placement. So if I'm walking out there early morning, it's the first session of the tournament. I got 3 rods. I'm throwing 3 colors and 3 profiles. Maybe a coquina clam, maybe this tube style in the glow, and then the classic sand flea. See if I can pick up a pattern. What's a pattern for me? If this guy gets hit, reel him in, throw him out. He gets hit again, reel him in, throw him out. If he gets hit the 3rd time, I'm pretty much convinced that's what they're tuned in on. Now, is it the color? Is it the shape? Is it the bait? Or is it the zone? I don't care. I'm just going to keep repeating the same process until they stop biting. If you take the time to try to rig up 2 more rods exactly like this, you're going to miss the school. Work that 1 rod until it stops. Don't overlook leader size, leader color, hook size. If you're fishing the same area as some other people that are catching and you're not catching, I start looking hard at things like hook size and leader size. If I've been fishing 20-pound 2-aughts all day and I'm not catching anything, and the guy down the beach is, I'm more than likely going to drop it down to 15 pound in 1/0, especially in really clean water. Again, that 20 pound double drop rig, sampling profile leader doesn't always work. Sometimes we got to trick them. And that's leading us into the bigger Pompano. They're big for a reason, guys. They've made it through life. Those guys got a little bit more street smarts. Keep it light, keep the profiles small, keep the bait small, make it easy. You're gonna have some guaranteed big ones in that school of 30 Pompano. That big one's probably gonna lay back a little bit, investigate what they're about to bite. Now, if you get that big one, you get that bite on this 15 pound, you gotta remember that this is 15 pound. You don't wanna horse that guy in like it's 20. If he wants to run, let him run. Play to drag on them, follow them up and down the beach if they wanna run side to side on you. Stay in front of them and ease them up onto the sand. There have been some heartbreakers over the years. I hear it every weigh-in, guys, that I had the winning fish, then they end up breaking line. So pay attention to what rod you're tying that lighter leader on. Now, obviously, this is a competition, and everybody that enters would love to win. But at the end of the day, guys, it's not that serious. 95% of the anglers fishing this tournament are here to have a good time. But every tournament, we get some disgruntled guys. They're pissed off of where they got to go to weigh fish. They're pissed off at this, that, and so on. And that's going to come with any sort of competition. This tournament was created to get a bunch of surf anglers in the same location at the same time, and to raise some money for some local charity. So at the end of the day, that is the tournament. It's the weigh-in, it's the party. And I want to thank that 95% of recognizing that and just going out there and having a good time. Registration for the Pompano Showdown will close Wednesday, April 8th, and we're going to keep registration open for the upper limit until that day also. So the upper limit kicks off April 1st and runs through the 30th. The Showdown, the 3-day tournament, will be April 10th, 11th, and 12th. But if you do register late for the upper limit, you're going to need a 24-hour waiting period before you can start weighing fish. Guys, this is a great opportunity to get in on both tournaments. You're going to catch a lot of fish Showdown weekend, and you can use those same fish for the upper limit. We'll have 2 scales here at the weigh-in, so I'll have a couple guys working the scale for the upper limit, and I'll have a couple guys working the scale for the Showdown. Especially you out-of-towners, you never know. You're gonna catch more than 6 fish over that weekend, trust me. You can use those 6 fish for the upper limit, and you never know, you might place. If I was fishing that 3-day tournament, guys, this is exactly how I would approach it. Do some research, get with some friends. You want a good game plan to start this tournament, not just guessing on the first day. I hope this was helpful. This is one of my favorite times of year, guys. I love the weigh-ins. I love seeing everybody, especially everybody coming in from out of town. All the sponsors in one spot, all our anglers in one spot. It's just a good time. If you need anything leading up to the tournament, you know where to find me. You guys try to use our sponsors. There's a lot of options out there, but these sponsors come in, they donate the money for the payouts, and they donate all the prizes. So to say thank you, let's take care of our sponsors also by purchasing their products to fish with. See you guys on the next one.